I know that the current Concordia coach is a Willmar grad. I've had the honor of interviewing him a couple of years ago. You being a Concordia grad, do you get to recruit some kids for him to go play over there?
Terry Horan is actually a friend of mine. We've gotten to know Terry over the years through some of the fundraising efforts that Concordia College has done in the recent past. And I also had a good friend by the name of Jay Schinnebeck who was coaching at Gustavus as well. But I always told Terry Horan that, hey, number one, my number one picks I talk to, I send there, and the number two will go to Gustavus.
As you look back at high school and through the lens of a guy who's a little bit more older and mature now, is there anything you'd want to do differently?
I would go back and do it again. And a lot of people say that if they had when asked if they had ever have the opportunity to go back and do high school or college over again, would they do it? I would do it in a heartbeat. It was the best time of my life as far as being active. I was fortunate in having the friends and the teammates and the coaches that I played for. And I would do it over again. If I had to do something different, I'd maybe study a little harder because that piece of the puzzle kind of gets set by the wayside when you're busy having fun with athletics, and you put the two together, and there's just nothing that a person can't do.
As you think about high school, is there anything that really kind of hangs in the back of your head as something that was really a memorable occasion or a memorable happening that you might feel comfortable sharing with our listeners?
There's one that just burns in the back of my head, and it just happens to be a particular football game. Back then, the state championship, I believe there was only a couple of classes of making it to, becoming a state champion. And back then, we were playing Alexandria in a conference game. Alexandria wound up being a state champion that year. We played them tough that game, and the score was, I believe it was 13-12. We had just scored a touchdown, and we had the option of kicking a field goal or going for two to win the game. And it was the end of the game. We had a play that went to the right. Our quarterback, his name was Brian Peterson, a fullback, Joel Paffraff, another great athlete, and myself, and we're all going to the right side. So we had an option play, and the option was, either hand it to Joel, quarterback takes it, or you pitch it to me. We wound up running it with the quarterback. Totally right decision to run. There wasn't anything wrong with the decision, but the heartbreak of being stopped on the 1 foot line and not winning that game. Had we won that game, Alexandria probably wouldn't have gotten into the playoffs. So that's just one of those things that sticks in the back of my mind, and I'll take that one to my grave.
So if there's one thing you'd tell young athletes that they should think about or do as they begin to grow and mature as an athlete, what do you think that'd be?
I think I would tell them, Willmar and most of the colleges, we're blessed in Minnesota for having good coaches, and athletes in athletics in general brings a lot to the table for a person. I mean, it's not just winning and losing. It's learning teamwork. It's learning how to be a good winner. It's learning how to be a good loser. There are many life lessons in participating, and like I said, we've got some great coaches that teach that. And I guess my advice is, participate, stay involved with it. Maybe you're not always going to win, but the life lessons that you're going to learn are going to make it well worth your while in the long run. And that carries on to the next phase of your life, into business or teaching or whatever. And I really believe that.
You said you live in Spicer. Could you tell us a little bit about your life afterwards?
Well, life after college, life after athletics. I live in Spicer, Minnesota. Lovely wife, Ann. I've got 2 kids, Amanda, who's 25, and Brett, who is 13. I've got 2 grandchildren, and they're great. I've been working at Lake Region Bank in Willmar and New London the majority of my adult life, I guess, probably approaching 30 years of business. So I didn't get far from Willmar. I did, it wasn't long ago that I actually passed the threshold where I actually lived in Spicer longer than I had lived in Willmar. So I don't know if that means I'm not a Willmar person anymore or not, but I do enjoy keeping track of both the Wildcats and the Cardinals.
When you think back to high school, are there any teachers that really had an impact on your life when you were here? I think there were a lot of them, and I can see them in 2 different categories. I see the category of the ones that were connected with athletics, Ed Otto and of course Schrader and Russ Adamson and some of those guys. And then I think of some of the college prep courses, and one that comes to mind is Jake Polta. Jake had recently passed away, I saw in the paper. He was a great person for college preparation, and not that I particularly liked the English, but he did a great job. And when I went to Concordia, I reflected back on a lot of those college prep courses, and we had a really good teaching staff that really prepared us well. Do you have family that live in the area yet?
Yes, my mother still lives in Willmar. I guess she's the only one. I got a sister in Mankato, one in San Diego, and a brother in the metro area.
Well, I think it's always surprising when you're one of the people selected that there are a lot of people who have fond memories of you when you were in high school, either playing athletically or in any other different way. And it always is nice to get that from people, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, it certainly is. And it's especially nice to get together with old teammates, because there's always that game, that play, that one little thing that you both remember or whatever, and it's fun to reflect back on those times.
Jeff, thanks so much for coming in, and I hope you have a great night tonight.
Thank you very much, Dr. Kjergaard. I appreciate it. I'm looking forward to a nice evening, and preparation. Everything has been great, and everybody's treating me and my family very well, and we're just excited and looking forward to it.
The first one is Jeff Welker, a 1976 Willmar High School graduate. As described by his peers and coaches, far and away the best athlete from the Willmar High School class of 1976. He has athletic excellence, strong character, excellent leadership skills, integrity, humility, and is an outstanding role model for Willmar High School student athletes. Jeff was a 3-sport athlete: football, basketball, and track, earning MVP and captain in all 3 sports his senior year. As a 9th grader, he was the State of Minnesota President's Physical Fitness Award winner, winning a competition similar to a decathlon, and it was by a landslide. Jeff went on to play football and earned varsity letters 4 years at Concordia College in Moorhead. He was a member of the NAI and National Champion Cobbers in 1978. Go Cobbers! The top 5 highlights of his high school career are the 1976 Willmar High School Male Athlete of the Year and the Herb Hanks Winterland nominee, West Central Conference Football MVP, WCCO Football All-State, Minnesota Shrine Bowl football all-star game participant, and 1976 straight track participant, 2 years in the long jump in the 100-yard dash. Congratulations to Jeff Welker, 2012 Cardinal Pride Hall of Fame inductee. And his award is presented by former Cardinal boys basketball coach Willmar. Congratulations, Jeff.